Here we are at reception, and one reason why I booked this place was because it had some kind of a common room space, unlike the alternatives, because I really find it frustrating if the only option you've got in a place is to basically lie on your bed. But at least here there's a reception space, and I guess you'd call it the lobby. Gives you the option to just find a little spot where you can recharge yourself and recharge your electronics, which is what I'm doing right there. Mid-evening, I would say, around 8 o'clock, and the cleaning lady's filling in for the slightly hapless receptionist. We also have these spaces in the wide corridor as well, which you might want to take advantage of, because if you're in a room at the end of the corridor, the Wi-Fi doesn't stretch that far. That's my experience anyway. Here in the kitchen, lots of bottles of drinking water to top up the kettles, a fridge which is in rather good order. As you can see, nice and clean, not over full, doesn't have stuff from last month festering away in it, so that's a nice surprise. Another kettle. Hot plates aplenty, should you require them. I might stick with just the microwave, or maybe nothing at all actually. Plenty of utensils, plates and bowls, and lots of frying pans and pots down in those cupboards. There is an absence of mugs, but I managed to get myself one. And out here, this is where the smokers come out to, I guess, as well as people trying to dry their clothing. So not a bad kitchen space, but no dining room space. If you specifically want a dining room, you've had it, mate. Sorry about that. Good morning, and welcome to another breathtaking episode of the Walkie Talkie Traveller channel and my exploits in backpacking. Although for me, it's not sort of like a holiday so much as a lifestyle, I guess. Living as a homeless drifter. And today, I'm in Chernivtsi. It's my first full day. If you saw the last video, then you'll know, yeah, it was problematic. But after everything that happened, all the nonsense, the funny thing is I slept like a baby, which was fantastic. Now I'm heading out to explore Shevchenko Park. Today's forecast, I checked, rain, and when it's not raining, thunderstorms. And as I say that, the sun comes out, even brighter. There's something about this region. Weather forecasting seems to be more impossible than ever. That said, I'm quite happy with what I've got so far in terms of the hand of cards I've been dealt. Looks like it should be a nice day if you ignore the forecast. I haven't come with a raincoat because it's too hot. I haven't come with an umbrella because frankly my pockets are rather stuffed with valuable things, and although an umbrella will be the most valuable if it pours with rain, I'm thinking if it's thunder and lightning, do I want to be walking around with a metal frame in my hand? Probably not. So here we are, it's this close to the Coin Apartments and Poshtel where I'm staying. Let's go in and have a look to see if there are some pretty ponds, statues, bird life, flowers. There's got to be at least one statue of Mr. Shevchenko, hasn't there? Surely. Get a bit of shade from the sun and a bit of cover from the rain. If there's thunder and lightning, well, they love trees, don't they? What are we not allowed to do here? We are not allowed. I don't know why suddenly an Italian accent broke out of me. So, no black dogs with their ears and tails clipped. That's never a good thing anyway, is it? I never like seeing that. No uncorked bottles. No cigarettes, no cycling. That will be interesting because cyclists tend to ignore those signs in parks, I've noticed. And what on earth is this? No standing on one leg in the park. That's very bizarre. And there's our first cyclist. We're almost right on cue. That is a mystery. What are you not allowed to do? You're not allowed to stand on one leg and look as though you are doing something weird. Yeah, no idea what that means. Plenty of nice trees. Oh, hello. Just before I head off to the left where there's a fountain feature. A lady made of gold, with a baby made of gold. Who's this? I do hope it's not going to be one of those where there's no information and I'm left scratching my head, but I suspect it might be. No name of the lady? Your guess is as good as mine. And a reminder that all that glitters isn't necessarily gold. But there's no name, so she will remain a mystery. Looks like an image from a children's fantasy story, doesn't it? Can you name that fairy tale story? The Boy Who Steals the Goose. The frogs are indifferent, but there is an enraged goose who's not happy that his buddy or mate is being stolen by the young boy. I don't know the story though. What do you think? Maybe it's a Ukrainian folk tale. That would make sense, wouldn't it? There's another lady in gold. I'm having to film her twice because my camera's done that weird thing of just shutting itself off again. You know how it likes to do. Funny thing is that the red dot still flickers as though it's recording. It's only when you double check that you find, no, I don't have the footage. So here we have a lady who does have a nameplate at the bottom of the pedestal, but very tricky to read for me. Her first name appears to begin with the letter O, and her last name begins with the letter K. And it's something like Koblianska. I've not heard of the lady. I thought it might be Leslie Ukraina, the national poetess, or Mrs. Taras Shevchenko, as this is Shevchenko Park, but I was wrong on both counts. I think over to my right there's a children's fun park play area, which isn't going to be of interest for me. Even I've grown out of that kind of thing. Not quite true. I would like access to a bungee castle once in a while, just for myself, you know. I think that would be fun. but perhaps that's a private thought I could keep hidden and not share with you. Yeah, pretend I didn't say that. And again, we're on to our third statue, discounting the boy with the goose and the frogs. And it's, again, not Taras Shevchenko. It's Konstantin Tomashuk, the first rector of Chernivtsi University. And I don't know if you can see up there, right on the top of the man's head, it's probably too far away, there's a tiny, tiny bird. Oh, his head really cocked when I made that noise. And I forgot to mention a couple of interesting characters who I met in the hostel yesterday. Didn't have a long chat because it was getting a bit late, but the one guy has been studying medicine in Dnipropetrovsk. His family is Anglo-Nigerian. He decided to get out of Dnipropetrovsk. His apartment was close to where a rocket landed and caused a lot of destruction. That was enough for him. He decided, yep, I finished my studies. Let's maybe get out of here. So I guess he's on his way out of Ukraine. And the other guy actually was from Nigeria. He's studying something, but he too has decided it's getting a little uncomfortable. So he's leaving as well, hoping to get a flight out of Moldova. Didn't realise that Moldova was well served with flights. Perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't. Maybe it's just a way of getting out of Ukraine if you're feeling like you need to, or if your days are up because your student visa has expired, perhaps. And what we've got here is what appears to be an amended statue platform. There's a stark contrast between the bottom and the top. The top two pillars, or are they four in close company? I think they may be four. They are referring to glory of the heroes, glory to the heroes. That's relatively new on top of, well, what was there before? Was it just a... it looks as though it's replaced a former Soviet era statue, although the names of the people are still here. Fedorovsky, Voloshin and Krugalov. I wonder what stood there before. The figures of the three men? Or maybe it was just a squat, dumpy little pedestal, and in more recent times, very recent times, the addition has been made. Doesn't really work artistically, I don't think, but it isn't always about art, is it? And this nice big park is so big, it can include a big skate park. Always good to see for kids to burn off the energy in a positive way rather than a negative way. Till they break an arm, of course. But they're going to do that falling out of a tree or getting up to some other kind of mischief anyway, aren't they? At some point.